What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. And to those of you who celebrate, happy 4th of July. I hope all of you have a great, safe holiday. Today, we're going to open up something we haven't opened up in a minute, and that is Double Masters 2022. It's actually probably been more recent than I think, but it feels like forever. There was a period of time where I was blowing through these, and that period of time was because these were like $200 a box. As of the filming of this video, these are now pushing $300 a box. They're like $290 right now. And let's go ahead. Might as well start opening here. No going back now. When these were $200 a box, so if you'll recall, actually, when we'll go back in the Wayback Machine, when Double Masters 2022 first came out, a lot of hype. Huge reprint, Imperial Seal, Dockside, like there's gas in here. And so these boxes shoot up to like $330, $340. Kind of a bearish market catches up. All boxes are going down. These got as low as like $200 a box. And when these were $200 a box, I was opening them like nobody's business. And I was like, hey, I think these are really good value right now. And like probably 90% of the time, I'm getting about the box price back at $200. When they reached up to like $230 again, I was like, probably still a pretty good deal. Less likely you're going to need a little bit of help, but still pretty high hit percentage. Now these are $290. I don't know that I can necessarily recommend it. I think it's going to be a really fun set to open. There is some really good stuff in here. Hopefully we see some of that, but I do think that this is going to be a more challenging uphill climb than all the other boxes that we've opened. All right, I'm going to be quiet now. Let's get into this. All right, first common foil is Burning Tree Emissary. I'm going to get double foils here. Deranged Assistant. Now, first rare Mythic. It is a rare and it is an Abzan Ascendancy. Next rare is a Joda Archmage Eternal. Summer Bloom, Sprouting Thrynax. We'll throw there's the uncommons. Oh, Young Peasy. So we'll do Borderless right here. There is a couple commons in here, actually specifically one, Shadowborn Apostle. There's a few uncommons in here that are a buck or two. Some of the Borderless cards are like $1 or $2. The strength of this set is that, and I think the strength of any set that is a good set is not necessarily the Mythics, but the rares. This one has an abundance of really good rares. So you have Force of Negation, you have Teferi's Protection, you have Phyrexian Altar now, which is like pushing $40. You have Divining Top, you have Smothering Tithe. So those are the things we want to see because we're going to need some help. We're going to need some help if the Mythics don't come through. Okay, all right, here we go. Seeker of the Way. Dark Dweller Oracle. This is downshifted from rare all the way to common in this set, which is hilarious. First rare is a Forbidden Orchard. All right, so a Borderless Forbidden Orchard. In these boxes, you tend to get up like between 3 and 5 of the Borderless cards. You hope to get one of those being Mythic and having a nice Mythic hit. Forbidden Orchard, I believe, is probably around $6, $7. So that's actually not a bad rare. First Mythic, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Mana Vault. Mana Vault pushing 60 now. That is a huge hit for us. So the thing I wanted to say about the Mythics, we're probably about 6 to 8 Mythics per box. And while there is some really good stuff in here, some excellent top-end stuff, there's a lot of bulk Mythics in here as well because it is a draftable set. So you have Carador, you have, a bunch of Mythics that are like, oh, it's cool, but it's not great. Well, this is one of the great ones. Mana Vault is, again, pushing 60 right now. That is huge for us. Labyrinth Champion, Abzan, all right. And there's nothing else to speak of. Okay, cool. What I saw a Path to Exile. That's what I was wanting to say. Hey, that's a really good first Mythic for us. I think Double Masters 2022 is, I'm going to call it an exceptionally good set. Yes, at some point some of this stuff is bound to get reprint, but there's Eldrazi in this set, which are all the rage right now. And those are all pushing high values. And I kind of already went through a lot of the uncommons, or excuse me, the rares. Sultai Soothsayer, Glowspore Shaman. Rare is Abbot of Carol Keep, and a Crater Gargadon. Those would have been great. Yeah, go got from the bounce lands and the Borderless do tend to be a couple of bucks. I think the Simic Growth Chamber is like pushing $2 to $3 just for the non-foil. Okay, excellent first Mythic. That really does help. Love that. Also, so I mentioned a bunch of rares that are in the 25 or 20, 25, 30, even pushing $40. There's also some good stuff in like the $10 to $20 range. Green Sun Zenith, City of Brass. Oh, Unearth as a Borderless foil. That's kind of cool. Battlefield Promotion. Rares and Anger of the Gods. And a Teneb the Harvester. Yep. Gonna have those packs. Do have a Rampant Growth back here. Rampant Growth as a borderless common, I think, is still over $1. I know that's not like, you know, putting anybody through college or anything, but it's also not nothing. It should be accounted for when you're looking at like the EV or the expected value of a box. You should take into things like account things like that, even though we don't really count it here for pricing. So my objective is I look at all the $3 plus cards or all the Mythics, and we try to get to 80% of the box value based off of just those $3 plus rares and the Mythics. All right, Basilica, Living Lightning, Figure of Destiny. This used to be a really expensive card. This is in the Wayback Machine, but it did. And Splinter Fright. Firemine Vessel, Bounty, a little Ewit in the Borderless. Ewit now not worth a whole lot because it has also been reprinted into the ground. But that's okay. It's okay to have that card, a card like that, be accessible to people. That's a good thing. All right. Also have Damnation at rare. I think Damnation's like 17, 18 bucks. City of Brass is like, I think 15, 16. What's another one I'm thinking of? Tender Bloom? Bloom Tender? There we go. Like 14? All right, Traveler's Amulet. Martial Glory. Next rare is Marchesa, the Black Rose. And an Alta Atla Palani. I can read. Okay. Pride Mage as a borderless. So you can see here, we have 2 packs left to go in this first column. And right now, if you're looking at this, and you're looking at this space, you're like, man, if not for that Mana Vault, it's a bad deal. And you would not be incorrect. But a lot of ball game left also. And there is enough, again, top-end stuff in here where you're like, hey, that's okay. You can make it up pretty quickly. Okay, we have not seen a foil rare yet also, where we've also only seen 1 borderless rare. Probably should be about 2 to 3 foil rares per box. Rampant Growth. Oh, actually, just a regular pack foil Rampant Growth, also carrying some value. Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle was ticking up also. Still a good sideboard card. Prized Amalgam. Spider Spawning. Sanctuary. And that will do it there. All right, last pack of the first column of the box. We're basically resting on a Mana Vault, absolutely carrying us to this point. I will say these boxes tend to have one of those packs, like 1 pack per box, where it's like double Mythic. And sometimes those can be pretty spectacular. Spark, Mage's Gambit, Disfigure, Creekwood Liege. We also don't really want to see a lot of lieges. And a Thrumming Stone. Okay, Thrumming Stone is probably about $5 to $6. So that's not the worst thing. Dragon Arch, Bant Charm, Thought Scour in the Borderless, and a Monastery Swift Spear, also in the Borderless. All right. Mana Vault, doing all the work at this moment in time. But you know what? I see that as a good thing. We've already hit 1 top-end Mythic, and we haven't hit, you know, the good rares, the Force of Negations, the Teferi's Protections, Phyrexian Altars. We got room. Oh, okay. Hey, Borderless Foil Supreme Verdict. That's not bad. Probably not like a huge value hit, but could be in like the $3 to $5 range for a Borderless Foil Supreme Verdict. That's still really cool. That's a decent foil rare. Borderless foil rare at that. Forbidden Alchemy. Mythic is Earl. Ugh, yeah, there's one of those Mythics I was talking about. Earl used to be kind of like the Voltron commander. Not so much anymore. Talrun, he's here for the party to troll us. Devoted Druid, Boros Garrison in the Borderless. Shadowboard Apostle. Again, so Apostles are still like $1, $1.25 a piece for the non-foil, and then like $1.50 for the foil. All right, so that is a second Mythic. It was Earl the Miststalker. Back in the day, again, when Commander was first becoming a thing, that was a powerful, powerful card. Okay, Agony Ward. 10th District Legionnaire. Mythic. Yes! Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Imperial Seal is still right up there. That running and Dockside running 1A and 1B is the top Mythics in this set. I think Seal has creeped its way back up to like 85 again. It got as low as like 70 at one point, and if you remember prior to this, it was an astronomical price because it hadn't been reprinted before. But this is still one of the best hits, actually the best hit in the set at about $85. That is huge, huge for us. Zur the Enchanter. Civic Saber, Boilerworks in the Borderless. Okay. Okay, now we're in business. $60 Manifold, $85 Imperial Seal. We are in business. Wow. I would say, just approaching the halfway point in this box has a chance to be special. It's got a chance. All right, Sprouting Thrynax. Might of Old Krosa. Next rare is a Green Sun Zenith. There we go. I think these are still pushing about $9-10, so that is a good rare pull for us. Followed by a Merc Fiend Liege. Actually, of the Lieges, this is pretty good. Pretty commander playable. If you're not familiar with it, pause it and read it. It's good. Inquisition of Kozilek as a Borderless. Also still a really good card. And a Coiling Oracle in the back for another Borderless. You can see that we do get a fair amount of Borderless cards per pack, so if you really like the art on these, you're getting per box, you're gonna get a bunch. It's not they didn't cheap out on providing Borderless commons and uncommons in these boxes, which I do appreciate. Okay, here we go. Right about the halfway point in this box. Biogenic Upgrade. Hissing Iguanar. Rare is a Chaos Warp. I think the Borderless is like $3. I think regular Chaos Warp is just like $1 at this point. Maybe, actually, probably less. Resto Angel, yeah. Breakthrough. Oh, yeah, Blood Artist. Blood Artist still a couple of bucks as an uncommon. Also not bad. Okay. Well, we have this sort of building up a little bit, right? This Green Sun Zenith, Forbidden Orchard, not nothings, but we are largely, this is where we're at. All right, Cryptic Spires. Oh my gosh. Wingsteed Rider. Blight's Ending. Rare. There we go. Smothering Tithe. Another strong rare hit for us. Again, I think Tithe is probably like $25. That seems about correct. That is one of the better hits that we get from the rare slot. Followed right by Anguishwood Making. I don't think these are above 3 anymore. They were like 7 at one point, but I don't think they're 3+ anymore. I'm going to put it down there. I could be wrong. Wash out. But what I do know is that Smothering Tithe is still a really good hit for us. That is perfect. Okay. There we go. Come on. Okay. Next. Cryptic Spires. Flicker Wisp, Borderless foil uncommon Flicker Wisp. That looks really cool. By the way, that is such a creepy looking artwork. The stuff of nightmares right there. Rift Bolt. Rare is a City of Brass, also quite strong. I think, again, City of Brass, probably $15-16. Also been ticking its way back up. Our third liege of the box, which is unwelcomed, but okay. Simic Growth Chamber, probably $2 to $3 as a Borderless. There we go. That's a good pack, though. That is a good pack. At this point, we're probably ahead on the scoreboard. I mean, Mana Vault and Imperial Seal, being more than half the price of the box in 2 cards goes a long, long way. Nephalia Smuggler. Winged Quaddle. Rare is a Grand Arbiter Augustin. I think this might be in like the $3 to $4 range. I'm going to put it up top. Might be incorrect on that, but I do think so. Guided Passage. Decidedly not. Cold Steel Heart. Still pretty good. All right, last pack of the middle column. And I will say, by the way, we are still Mythic Light. 3 Mythics, albeit 2 of them are absolutely incredible, is pretty Mythic Light at this point. So we should have a few shots there still. There is another foil rare. That is a Balefire Liege. Unfortunately, our 4th liege of the box, not what we want to see from our rare spot, from our foil rare spot. That's what we call unfortunate. Tuskguard Captain. Necrotic Ooze. I really actually see this card. And a Planar Bridge after that. I don't think Planar Bridge is a thing. Well, it's a card that I always look at and go, yeah, you know what? With all the big mana out there, that card should be more valuable than it probably is. Okay. Well, doing pretty well overall. We are now heading to the last column of the box. You can see the big hits are big. That is for sure. Okay. Deadly Recluse. Aether Snipe. Mythic is As Foretold. Yeah, it's kind of the one of the feel bad mythics at this point. As Foretold used to carry some value, but not so much anymore. There's our fourth mythic. Bedlam Reveler. Banneret, Extract from Darkness, Unburial Rites. That will do it there. All right. Does put us at 4 mythics. We're at least approaching the average of about like 6 to 8 typically. 1 or 2 more really good rare hits in this box. It's going to be right where it needs to be. Pirate's Pillage. Rare is an Aether Vial. Aether Vial, probably not the hit that you think it is anymore, but still in the neighborhood of $5 to $6. So that is solid. Remember when these were like 25? Sheesh. Hydroid Crisis. I also remember when this card was a Menace in Standard and also carried a hefty, hefty value. I don't believe that to be the case anymore. Bloodbraid Elf and the Borderless. That will do it there. Even after the reprint, actually, Crisis is still like $5 for a while. When that card was in Standard, though, oh boy, what was it, like 30? The card was a powerhouse. Draw cards, gain life. Have a giant creature on the battlefield that has flying and trample. Why not? Thrive. Rare is a Dauntless Escort. Skullbriar, the Walking Grave. Certainly a box Seeker of the Way in the Borderless. Certainly a box of highs and lows. Albeit if you went through the commons, like, you know, Monastery Swift Spears and things like that, like those are really good playable cards. Just because I don't put them up there or feature them because of the value aspect doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of playables in this set. Which is one more thing I do like and enjoy about Double Masters 2022. Swift Speak of the Swift Spear. There's a common, foil, Fireblade Artist. Mythic is Aminatu. So also another bottom tier mythic, maybe $1 or $2 for Aminatu. Maybe like 2 to 3, but yeah, not moving the needle tremendously. Cool card, but double mythic though. Hey, there is a good mythic though. Consecrated Sphinx. There's a card that has actually been making its way back up as well and is now a pretty big hit. I think pushing 25 for the Sphinx. That puts us back on track and also puts us to 6 mythics. I did mention there would likely be a double mythic pack in this box. That's because I packed him just so. Rakdos Carnarium. Somebody out there believes me. That guy sealed all the packs up. Totally. Promise you I'm not that talented. Okay. So 6 mythics, 3 absolute monsters, and 3 not so much. We have 4 packs left. Actually, it's short on borderless foil rares or mythics also. Like, we're at 2 right now. I don't think I put any down there. So, could still see another borderless rare mythic as well. All right, Seeker Squire. There's a mythic. It is, hey, okay, you know what? Dragon Lord Silumgar. Not a huge value, but not a nothing burger. I can't remember. Probably in like the $3 to $5 range. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's kind of where I had it last. Rishkar, Pima Renegade. So that just put us at 7 mythics. We're at least, again, in that average range. 6 to 8 is kind of where I pegged initially. Come on, Force of Negation or Teferi's Protection. That would send this box right over the top. Or if you want to give me an 8th mythic and give me like a Kozilek, which is now like pushing 60. That'd be cool too. Would not be upset about that. Oh, hey, Borderless Foil Simic Growth Chamber. Actually, I think probably the most valuable of the foil bounce lands. Jeskai Elder. Rare. Bortusk Liege. All right, let's just hit all the lieges. That's great. Jeskai Ascendancy. Mentor of the Meek as a borderless. And that will do it there. 2 packs left. Actually, what's funny is we've had some massive hits, and I feel like this is way emptier than it actually should be. Skeleton Archer. Web Weaver Changeling. Rare is a 1,000-Year Storm. 1,000-Year Storm. I could be wrong. I don't think it's over 3. I could be wrong about that. Teriel, Reckoner of Souls. Well, Lightning Bolt and the Borderless. We've had actually a seemingly Burning Chemistry, also in the Borderless. More Borderless commons and commons than normal, that's for sure. Last pack. Here we go. Abzan Falconer. Bondkin. We got another Mythic. Oh, all right. It is a Borderless Mythic, so that's neat. The downside is it is Cedrus the Trader King. A card I personally love, for me, from a nostalgia standpoint. Kind of an old school classic commander, but not a value proposition here for us. Cedrus, even as the Borderless, is probably under $1. Although that does put us to 8 Mythics. Conclude with an Elsha of the Infinite. Surreal. And that will do it there. So let's talk about this real quick. So what's funny is, on one hand, I'm going to go ahead and outright say this box had more bulk than normal. You know, you're not going to hit like a Teferi's Protection or a Force of Negation or Phyrexian Altar or Divining Top in every box. We did get a Tithe, but like kind of really for all the like $3 to $7 cards in the rares, this is really, really barren. On the flip side, talk about monster hits. Imperial Seal at 85, Mana Vault at like 60, and Consecrated Sphinx at 25, doing a lot of work for us, like a lot of work. So this box ends up being still pretty good, despite it being a larger portion than bulk than normal. Obviously, I'm stoked about those things. We're going to see how the box price ends up, so you can check that out. Hang around for another 10-15 seconds. That's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. And by all means, drop me some comments. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, everybody. And be well.